I wrote this book because after 15 years as a coach, after 17 years as a professional footballer, I have searched for, tried, done everything to try and figure out human performance.
You just said it, it's terrifying, it's a good place to start. So what's an act of courage? And I know we were talking earlier about social media, we had 2 minutes, and it's terrifying, you've got to put yourself out there. I now, after 7 years on there, I don't care. The last 3 years, I just don't care at all anymore. But for 5 years, I did.
I wrote this book because this book is the methodology by which I live my life. It's the methodology in which everything I do comes from. My work as a coach, how I start to unlock people's potential, how I start to help many with their mental health, how I raise my children, how I try and be in my marriage. And for 17 years as a professional footballer, I searched for this how. With psychologists, with therapists, with performance coaches, with strength and conditioning coaches, with nutritionists. I looked for marginal gains constantly and couldn't find the answer to consistent performance. Didn't know how to unlock the levels that live within myself consistently. The pain of that was enormous. So when I thought about the work I do and have done now for 15 years as a coach, how do I help people win the way they do, be free the way they do, shift energy in people? It's this process. 1, 2, 3. Vulnerability, acceptance, sweat and courage. VASC. The book's called Sweat and Courage, and that's the third step of the system that I work through. But sweat and courage is the solution. But it must begin with vulnerability. I didn't know what vulnerability was for so many years. I certainly tried to be invincible in body and mind. But I came across vulnerability when all the marginal gains and all the perfectionism didn't work. It was time to be vulnerable and say the 3 most powerful words. I am scared. I am afraid. I am lonely. I am. So it starts with a vulnerability. And do I accept that I'm afraid? Do I accept that it's uncertain? Can I accept that I can't control the future? Can I accept that I have no power over that person?
Wherever you look, the best will live in vulnerability. You might not talk about it, but the very best will live there. Either vulnerability or ego. And you can run ego, but it will get you in the end.
What does that leave me with? The courage to be myself, the courage to speak my truth, and sweat, work hard, work my hardest in every relationship, whether it's a father, as a husband, as a business owner, as a coach, work my hardest, have courage. So sweat and courage is the methodology by which I live every area of my life, and it's been the methodology which has helped thousands in the 15 years now as a coach.
Just want to say how proud I am of you personally, mate. You're absolutely brilliant. Ladies and gentlemen, Drewe Broughton.